So we've finally reached the end of 2021, so I'm going to be doing a flip through of my entire bullet journal setup for the entire year of 2021. So I'm really excited about that. For those of you guys who are new to my channel, then this is my first year bullet journaling, so I'm really excited to just see the entire progress from, the start of the year when I was still trying to get the hang of bullet journaling to right now where, things are finally starting to settle in and I'm starting to find my bullet journal style. So I think it'll be really interesting to kind of see that growth and that process from the start of the year all the way to now. Definitely during the course of setting up certain spreads, I've actually looked at my older spreads before, but I've never had a chance to sit down and kind of look at all of my spreads in its entirety, so I'm really excited for that right now. So without further ado, let's get on with the video. Okay, so I've changed into my comfy clothes and I got myself a cup of water here, and I also got myself this candle called Champagne Toast from Bath & Body Works, which I'm gonna light up today. And just a little digression that I bought this candle yesterday at Bath & Body Works and they were having this amazing sale that was buy one get one free off the entire store. So I did some shopping and did a little bit of damage. Got my little candle burning and I'm all set. I hope that you guys are as comfortable as I am and we're just gonna dive right into it. So I got these two books from the Notebook Therapy. They are both from the Tsuki collection. I'm not entirely sure what collection this is, but it's like the underwater collection of sorts, and they are both really well used. You can tell that I definitely stuck a lot more things in my bullet journal for the second half of the year. Let's just start off with the first one, and without further ado, let's get on with the flip through. And so it's just my name, something super simple. And you can tell that this is something that I did as an afterthought because I realized that I didn't actually save a page for writing in the year. So I just drew this and I instantly regretted it. But I think this is fine because it's my very first time doing bullet journaling, so I'm bound to make mistakes like that. Yeah, it's all about just improving, I guess. So you can tell when I was setting up my bullet journal that I really just wanted to do something really simple, and it was the time that I remember I was just starting out on gouache, so I really wanted to utilize gouache into my setup for my bullet journal. Knowing that I had a lot of spreads to be done, I wanted to do something that was really simple and just, gave simple ideas, nothing too detailed. And this was actually really inspired by Pinterest. I don't really think I'm gonna show this. This is something that I realized didn't really work out for me. These two spreads were something that after a while I just tried to steer clear of it as much as possible because I did not meet any of these dreams or goals at all, and it really made me feel really demoralized. I think I'll talk more about why this didn't work out in my 2022 setup. In short, I think I just need to come up with things that are a little bit more achievable and realize that I needed to come up with goals that I was able to be in control of, if that makes sense, rather than, to make goals of situations where I have no control over. I totally forgot that I had this year in themes thing. I actually was really doing it quite religiously. Photos that I just had to color it in. After a while, you can tell that I obviously didn't keep to it because I changed bullet journals, and I think I actually completely forgot I had this spread. I really enjoyed these two future logs a lot. It was really a lot of fun. This was my January setup. It is something that I wanted to kind of carry on from my setup for 2021. I'm just not sure if I'm going to be showing my one-liner day spreads at all because this is the way my one-liner day spreads are designed. It makes it really hard for me to kind of blur it out such that it shows the design but not what I've written. I actually really like my January setup. I love all of these simple kind of geometric paintings. Yeah. Oh, I love this spread. I remember this spread. This was a spread that I really enjoyed painting. It was so pretty, but I realized it was a little bit difficult to draw on gouache. It's not as practical as it is beautiful. Yeah, I didn't do this again. Yeah, I really enjoyed these two setups because there were really just enough space for me to fill it out. This was really nice to paint. I remember I really liked it. I realized I don't really like these kind of layouts for my weekly setups because I feel that it's a little bit too long, so there's a lot of empty space over here. I realized that I stopped doing these kind of weekly setups for a while. Moving on to February, I remember I was really inspired by the Swan Lake movie, so kind of wanted to do that. Ooh, and this was when I started my mood boards, and this is something that I kept throughout the rest of my year, and I really love coming up with mood boards because it was just really fun to do and to just look at because it's just so aesthetically pleasing. Throwback to when I was trying to graduate from school and I had like a million things to do in one day. So this was when I was trying to find out different layouts for me. I was trying to do like the more messy style of layout, which are actually really popular on Instagram, and I actually really like it because it's less planning and I could use my washi tape and all these quotes here, and I think it just works out really well as well. So really love that. And then this was my Sushi Month. Yeah. It was really fun to just draw sushi, and all the bright colors made it look super fun as well. This was actually a pretty nice setup. I may bring it back in 2022, and I like this setup as well. This was actually really practical and still have a lot of design as well, so really like that. Oh, this was when I was, I think, studying for my final exams, so I was trying to look for something more simple. This is why my weekly setups were just all Dutch doors, because I just couldn't find the time to do a weekly spread for every single week, so I thought this was a really good compromise, I guess. I actually really enjoyed this spread as well. This was really nice actually. Moving on to May was my birthday month, and I got my first set of acrylographs in this month, I think. So that's when I decided to incorporate them into my setups. And I love this little like washi tape post-it note here, which was really cute. This setup is actually really nice. I may bring it back. We'll think about it. Oh, I love this as well. I love this like two setups, and of course the little sparkles at the back. Everything is just so bright and cheerful. I just really like it. And this was one of my favorite spreads, I think. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I painted this in like a silver acrylograph. It has this really beautiful sheen on it. It's just really nice. I remember I loved this theme a lot, and it was something that was super simple to draw because it's just plants. And the beauty about drawing plants is that they are more organic, so it doesn't matter if it doesn't look perfect, in my opinion at least. I hated this setup. I remember I hated this setup because I colored in this blue. It was meant to be like depict a cake, and I colored this in this color, and I instantly regretted it. And June, wow, we're reaching the end of the first book real quick, and June is one of my favorite spreads. It was a little bit more polished and a little bit more put together. It's so cute, and I drew this little Dutch doll as well. I was just trying it out. I think it's the only month in which I had a Dutch doll on the cover page, which I think turned out really cute as well. And of course, just a simple mood tracker and a habit tracker. This was really cute, and I loved filling this out. This was really nice to fill out. And this was a painting that I did. It was in a set of 3 paintings that I did, as well as in one of the videos that I posted on YouTube as well. I was just a little bit too excited about painting mushrooms because of this entire theme, so I decided to do more paintings as well. I really liked this layout as well. It was just really simple. I think this was inspired by Shada Campbell. She does these kind of layouts quite often, and I think it's just really simple but still really cute, and enough room for me to write down all the things that I had to do as well. And this was, I think, from a photo that I saw on Pinterest. I just love this side things over here. It's just really cute. I love it. I think I really just enjoyed my entire June setup. I just love all the weekly setups, the layouts as well. And I think it was just really fun to do and to fill up. I was kind of sad that this month was over. This was when I was tired of drawing mushrooms, so I decided to just do it on my Procreate. So I just colored a bunch of mushrooms, and then I just duplicated them so that I wouldn't have to draw so many mushrooms. And then I just printed them out and pasted it in, and I think it turned out really cute. And then over here is just some of the swatches that I did. It was in my swatching video. Since then, I've added quite a few more things because I bought a few more stationery. So this is new. I didn't have it beforehand. This was from the washi tape shop. Really like this cute little stickers, so I tried to incorporate them here and there in my spreads. Super love these 2 acrylograph washi tapes, so I've been using them non-stop. And this one as well, I've been using non-stop because it's just really cute, and it has that gold foil as well. And then this is something that I've recently acquired. These are from the Notebook Therapy, which I got with my 2022 notebook as well. And I really love these washi tapes. Got a few new acrylic as well, so I used them in my 2022 setup. So be excited and stay tuned for that. And this was a graduation spread that I did for graduating from university before I started work. So it was kind of like my last proper holiday before starting work for the rest of my life. So I had big dreams. That's all I have for my first half of my book. And now moving on to my second half of the book. So boy, it's a little bit thicker. This was when I got my Insta film printer, so I started to incorporate more Polaroids, hence why it's way thicker than this book, which is pretty insane, but I love how thick it looks. And so as you can tell, I decided to add a little bit more drawing on my name page as opposed to my first book. So for my first book, I thought that this page was a little bit plain, so I decided to incorporate the design that I had for the rest of the spreads for my name as well. I feel like it could benefit from a little bit of color. And this was my 2021 spread for the second half of the year. As you can tell, it is so much better than my first book, and I still am in love with this spread. I always try to keep my first few spreads as simple as possible, nothing that's too design heavy, because I just wanted it to be something that I wouldn't get too sick of if it's too specific a design. So I just tried to stick to simple geometric shapes once again. I decided to add a few more spreads as well. So this is my watch list. So it's basically just writing down the shows that I've watched and also shows that I want to watch. It's a kind of a good place for me to look back on and just remember what I've watched. And then over here is just my wish lists. So I had two different things. One is just things that I wanted and when I started wanting them. Over here is just the list of subscriptions that I have, but I didn't really keep to it too much. After a while, I just got tired of keeping up with it, so I don't think I'm bringing this into 2022. So this is just the back of it. Yeah, and the idea was just that this was like a tiny book that's on top of another notebook. So this is what I did. Then for here was a mood board that was for like the entire second half of 2021. As I said at the start, I started doing mood boards, incorporating mood boards into my months from February onwards. So I just decided to have one over a mood board as well. This was really fun to come up with, but I think I didn't really look at it after a while. So maybe I'll just stick to monthly mood boards instead. So July was when I was still, really liking using my marker pens, my Crayolas, things like that. So that's what I used and just really enjoyed this lettering style that I used for June. This was actually a Volkswagen, and then this is my mood board actually. So I just split it into different portions and then just color it in based on the mood that I was feeling that day. I feel like I kind of ruined this by drawing over it in my white pen, and I felt that it would have been better if I just left it as is with just the brush pens and without the white gel pen over it. This was the start of my one line a day designs, in which I always had the circle in the middle. As I said in previous videos, this is a layout that really works for me, and I just think it's just a layout that's super simple but still leaves room for a design in the middle as well. And here was my playlist. I really loved this playlist, and this was when I was still listening to Taylor Swift's Fearless album. I really enjoyed her Fearless album a lot. And over here is just my attempt at making another quote page. So I got this inspiration from Pinterest. They had this kind of layouts with this kind of small designs over the date, so I just decided to incorporate it in. I always get a lot of my inspiration from Pinterest and sometimes from Instagram, where I bookmark layouts and spreads that I really enjoy, so that there's just kind of an archive for me to look at whenever I'm running low on inspiration. This was really cute as well, but you can kind of tell that I kind of got lazy filling out my tasks for each day. One problem that I had was that I started off too eager and too over enthusiastic, and I think kind of burned out a bit, especially since the months kind of seemed that they were flying by too quickly for me. So I felt like I couldn't really keep up sometimes, and I'm just glad that I managed to reach the end of it. And this was kind of my attempt at recreating my June setup, which was the mushroom and ferns, but This time around, I kind of wanted to make it look a bit more like a cartoon style, if that makes sense. I'm not even sure what I'm saying. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to draw a little kind of like storybook fairy tale style of it, and I also incorporated my acrylographs to get a little bit more design and details into it. And I remember spending quite a long time on this just because I wanted it to look as good as possible. And then I feel like I kind of messed it up with my calendar spread. I think that's fine because you can tell that I didn't really use it anyway. I didn't even write anything down here. So it's something that I hope to change in 2022. I hope to utilize my calendar spread a little bit more. So I got this blue paper from my Arch and Olive notepad, and this was my attempt at something creative. So basically I cut out little books for me to write down the things that I have to do in each book. I think it's one of those things where it looked better in my head and the execution was like not as great as I wanted it to be. I don't know, what do you guys think? I love the setup. I love this arch thing here. This was really pretty cute and fun to draw. This was my final setup for August. I remember liking this setup a lot, but I remember setting it up pretty late, so I couldn't enjoy it as much as I wanted to. I don't know if you can call these Dutch doors, but yeah, just little cutouts here for my days as well. And then there's just a small drawing with acrylographs, and these were stickers from Tito and Jot, so felt quite apt to incorporate these in as well. And then here was just a quote page, which I kind of like to do whenever I do a playlist spread. I thought this was pretty cute, having a little gnome pull down a scroll. I remember liking this month's mood board. This was pretty nice fairy tale aesthetic mood board here as well. And this is my September spread. So this was one of the spreads that I've been meaning to do for the longest time. It's just about a theme park in the skies. I really just enjoy coming up with these themes that are a little bit more whimsical in nature. This was a painting that I did a while back and I've yet to post the YouTube video up yet because I'm just a procrastinator. But yeah, this was a painting that I did in my new sketchbook. I will post it when I get to it. Oh, I love this spread as well. I just like the quote here as well as the little circus tent here as well. I remember spending quite a long time on this spread as well. But I love how it turned out. I think it looks super cute. Oh, I love this one as well. I just had to incorporate this because how could I not? It was literally a circus song lyric, so I definitely had to. So yeah, my October spread was something slightly whimsical as well. It's just incorporating natural elements like a waterfall with like a web. I think I've seen plenty of these kind of setups online as well, but I really wanted to give my own spin and twist on it. I really enjoyed this October mood board. I think it turned out really well, so I really just enjoy looking at it. And over here, one of my more favorite one-liner day setups, just because I think it looks pretty cute as well. It's like an open folder. This was some souffle pancakes that I made when I was on my leave. So that was really fun. Just enjoy being on leave and being able to do my own things. This was another attempt at cutout as well. And this was my November spread. Super cute. It was hedgehogs. Yeah, so really enjoyed this spread as well. One of my more favorite monthly themes, I must say. I mean, look at this hedgehog. How could you not love this? It's so cute. Oh, this was my mood tracker. So each line was basically my mood, and I think it turned out really cute. I was trying to make a gingham blanket, so I think it turned out really well. And this is my most favorite mood board ever, hands down. In the entire year, I really enjoyed drawing this little scarves here, and just the entire theme and the photos just all fit in really well. So it's my most favorite mood board ever. My November weekly setups were pretty fun to do as well. And now finally, December. I hope that you guys saw my recent December plan with me video. I enjoyed painting this pinecone a lot. The rest were kind of just coloring it in because I got lazy. It took a long time. So still in the midst of filling this up. This was one of the more favorite one-liner day spreads as well. It's just Christmas themed. How could I not like Christmas themed spread? So that's just how it looks. Yeah, just something more chill for December, I guess, because I'm too busy setting it up for January. So this is one of Taylor Swift's songs as well. I just had to incorporate it just because. And a lot of these spreads were done with acrylographs as well, so I just think the acrylographs just make it look very polished. So I just added these tiny acrylograph doodles along as well. This was a pine cone that I took when I went to Yosemite, which I was talking about in my December plan with me as well, about how I went to Yosemite and kind of inspired me to do this month's theme. That's where I got my inspiration from, Yosemite. This is my last spread for the month of December and for the year of 2021. That's all I have. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. These two books are the start of my bullet journaling journey, so they will definitely be really special to me. So if you guys liked that video, don't forget to like and subscribe. My next video is going to be showing my setup for 2022, which I've already finished, but I'm just going to be editing it and trying to get it up as soon as possible. So don't forget to watch that video and stay tuned. Bye!